Okay, folks, here's a quick review of the Movie Masters Jor-El figure that was produced by Mattel as a part of the Man of Steel line of products. I picked this up at Target for $15.99. Jor-El was a Kryptonian scientist who sent his infant son Kal-El to Earth so that he wouldn't perish in the destruction of his home planet Krypton. Kal-El, as we all know, is the Kryptonian name of Superman. Okay, so when I first got the figure out of its packaging, I liked what I saw. Facially, it's not a bad representation of Russell Crowe, the actor who portrayed Jor-El in the Man of Steel film, although I have to be honest, the face on this figure does look a little bit cartoonish to me. Now, I have to admit that I like this suit that Jor-El is wearing, as it's really very nicely decorated. However, I was a little let down that there was no cape for this figure included, as I thought I'd seen him wearing one in the Man of Steel trailers. However, the lack of a cape doesn't detract that much from the figure's appearance, in my opinion. The articulation joints worked quite well right out of the packaging. I had no problem with moving the shoulders, elbows, wrists, hips, knees, or ankles. There's also an additional articulation joint just above the knee area, like I saw on the Injustice Batman and Injustice Superman figures. I also noticed that the backward movement of the legs is restricted, but you can do splits just fine if you want to. I did have some issues with getting his head to turn, but it's working better now. At the same time, however, the neck joint does feel somewhat fragile, so I advise caution when moving this figure's head. I was also initially a little concerned that the straps near his shoulders would impede that part of his articulation, but as it turned out, they didn't. Paint apps were for the most part nicely done. I did find one error around his right ear where the flesh tone overlapped onto his beard. So let me pause here, zoom in, and I'll give you a closer look as to what Jor-El looks like. Okay. Jor-El didn't come with any accessories. However, a figure stand was included in the package. So let me pan down real quick and I'll show you what that looks like. And the figure stand that I have him standing on was not included in the package and was included with one of my Marvel Legends figures. Okay, so as you can see, the figure stand has the S symbol on it. And this is the same style of figure stand that came with the Movie Master Superman figure that I previously reviewed, with the difference being that this stand has a darker coloring scheme on it, as opposed to the figure stand included with the Superman figure. And as before, I feel that this stand is really just too small for a figure of this size. And I wish Mattel had chosen to make this figure stand a bit bigger. Alright, back to the figure itself. What I'll do now is a quick 360 of Jor-El for you and let you see what he looks like from all sides. So here he is from the front. And here he is from the left. Here he is from the rear. From the right-hand side. And finally, here we are once again from the front. So overall, I'd have to say that this figure, it's not too bad. He has a nice appearance and a good amount of articulation. Paint apps were pretty well done for the most part as well. I do have some concerns about this neck joint on this figure being so fragile, almost to the point that it feels like it could break with the slightest movement. So therefore, I think this figure deserves a good, bordering on great recommendation. In spite of the problems with the neck joint that I've run into on this figure, I still feel that it's not a bad addition for a Superman or Man of Steel collection. Okay, so on that note, take care and stay tuned for my next review. Have a good one.